About 4,000 years ago, humans developed something called celestial navigation. Now that's where we use starlight, the moon, and illumination off the planets to help us navigate the vast oceans. In some ways, people have been using lighting for pathfinding and wayfinding since before we had electricity. Before I go and romanticize it a little too much, I just do want to emphasize that for corridor and pathfinding lighting, there are a lot of lighting options. And I mean a lot. Many are purely functional, which, hey, is super helpful, and they're generally priced pretty well. However, they can be very cumbersome to install, and let's face it, they just fade away into the background. Others offer beautiful products, beautiful fixtures that are outrageously priced, can be very difficult to install, and are just very specific to a very specific spot. Now, on this episode of What's on the Table, we're going to be taking a look at one of our latest Design XP products that has a timeless look, is a breeze to install, and is priced right. Let's take a look at the FIREFLY series. So, Design XP, what is that exactly? Well, for the non-SLG initiated, we categorize our products based on application and standard. The Design XP series is architecturally focused, which means that it has a high-end look and feel at a price point that's more than fair. Application would be multifamily, modern offices, or when you need that one standout fixture on an otherwise standard design build. So that's why I'm really excited to be talking about the FIREFLY series today, because I think it really fits that theme of Design XP really well. Not only the beautiful aesthetic, but also the indirect and direct low glare light output. With a 0-10 volt dimmer on this thing, the beautiful aesthetic really helps heighten the verticality of the room, while also providing great wayfinding, pathfinding solutions. Something to note is that your mounting height is going to be important here to follow all ADA guidelines. And for any really low ceiling applications, the FIREFLY might begin to look more cluttered than helpful. So it's definitely not a catch-all lighting solution. However, it is pretty lightweight at around 0.4 pounds per foot, making it exceptionally easy to install. However, also keep this in mind for those high vandalization areas. That being said, it is available in a 1 or 2 foot length, giving you options to design an ambience that's fitting for the space. In stock, we're going to feature white or black finishes, with custom options always available as well. So you don't need me to explain to you what the FIREFLY looks like. Heck, you've been looking at it. But let's go ahead and get a little nerdy and dive into these lighting specs a bit. The light output offers a mix, the 40% indirect lighting with a Batwing optics and 60% direct lighting with a 60-degree omni output. The slight regress on the aluminum housing creates a cutoff on the PMMA lens, which maximizes lumens and minimizes glare or unsightly diode dots. By the way, diode dots was the name of my band in high school. Go figure. The LED drivers switch selectable wattage and color, so when you're preparing quotes and prices, rest assured it won't get too complicated, as you'll have a single product number to reference and there's no puzzling out which SKUs are in stock. 3000K, 3500, and 4000K are all in one fixture, along with 3 power settings. Performance-wise, we're looking at an L70 of about 240,000 hours, which comes out to about 27 years of clean, efficient lighting. Now with a color rating of 90 CRI, we're talking about quality with a really long lifespan. Also, one thing to note, the FIREFLY is damp location rated, which means that it's solely for interior lighting applications. Also, solely intended to heighten the atmosphere of any space, creating magical moments for the people around. With a wall light like the FIREFLY series from SLG Lighting, this is going to help your customers carry on that same tradition of using lighting to help lead the way. Now, Reach out to your local SLG lighting representative to get more information. Heck, get a sample, and let's do our part in shooting for the moon. At the very least, we'll wind up amongst the stars. At SLG Lighting, your experience matters.